ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate who came to establish religion universal. Let us pray to Him to lead us from unreal to real, to lead us from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. Today I am speaking on the topic Vivekananda, his life and inspiring words. Swami Vivekananda was born in the month of January, which is New Year for every one of us. Every January becomes New Year. So we are observing Swamiji's birthday on Saturday 17th. Here in the chapel, the program begins with bhajan and brief talk at 10:30 a.m. followed by a special worship. It is a very important day for all the spiritual aspirants and also who want to know the real significance of religion. Swami Vivekananda came to America to give the correct interpretation of religion. What exactly religion means? Is it simply some dogmatic ideas? No. Swami Vivekananda came to establish the real significance of religion, and that is the manifestation of divinity that is in every one of us. Religion is the manifestation of divinity. That is the real meaning of religion. Religion does not mean forcing somebody to come to one's own creed or sect. It has nothing to do with such nonsense. Everyone has got freedom to practice any religion he wants, and every religion is true in its preaching, the doctrine of spiritual values. But people don't understand it properly. They are carried away by their emotions and resorting to all sorts of hatred, violence in the name of religion. That is what is happening even today. Whole world is boiling with hatred, violence, crime, terrible. If really one understands religion, there should not be any room for disharmony. So Swami Vivekananda came to establish what exactly religion means. It is realization. The purpose of religion is to realize your true identity. Are you this small mortal being to die one day? No. You are the glorious immortal soul. You are the spark of the divine. But since we are not aware of that reality, we are suffering and suffering. And suffering is certainly due to ignorance. Ignorance. That's why the Upanishad says, bring the lamp of knowledge. Lamp of knowledge dispels the darkness of ignorance. So, Swamiji took all the trouble to come to America, to teach them spirituality. Swamiji knew very well the Western mind is well suited for material life. They have got everything to enjoy. And now Swamiji came to give direction. Look, enjoyment is not the goal of life. It's a part of life. Just a part. But don't be deceived by these glamours of the world. Don't get lost in this mire of worldliness. But what is happening? What is in reality going on today? People are going headlong towards utter materialism, totally neglecting the spiritual values. In fact, they are even going to the extent of denying the existence of the divine. But God's existence doesn't depend upon our approval. Please note that. It does exist whether you want it or not. We are existing because of His existence. Please note that point. We are existent because of the existence of God. What is God? Don't get confused. God is divine, supreme, ever-loving, ever-blissful, ever-peaceful. The moment you could see the divine, your whole life gets transformed. All your doubts get burnt and you'll be in ecstasy. Once you have that glimpse of that reality, then you are no more tainted by this worldliness. Well, to authenticate this, great incarnations come to this world. They come to our level to teach us what truly divinity means. The divine incarnations don't have any kind of karmic effect, cause and effect. They come out of their infinite love and compassion for the humanity, for all the beings of the world, for the whole creation. They look upon the whole creation as one. They look upon the whole universe in totality. That's how they become the masters of the world. The message is universal. But We must open our mind, be reasonable and rationalistic. Don't be bigoted and dogmatic. Don't be fanatic. So, that's the way we should proceed. Swami Vivekananda, he was born in 1863 and left his mortal frame in 1902. Just 39 years he lived. A young youth of 39 revolutionized the whole world. He broadcasted the message of the Upanishads and then gave up his body. When Swami Vivekananda was born, Sri Ramakrishna had a vision. He could see a wonderful, luminous ray of light emanating from Benares into the womb of Bhuvaneshwari Devi, the mother of Swami Vivekananda, in Calcutta. The ray of light coming from there, from one end to another end. Swami Vivekananda, Swami Sri Ramakrishna was wonderstruck. And he exclaimed, "Oh, my person has come." And that is Vivekananda. Coming from Benares, that is, Swami Vivekananda is considered as incarnation of Lord Shiva, the master of renunciation. Swami Vivekananda is called as Yatiraja, king of monks. Just before his passing away, one day before, he was walking along the bank of Ganges in Calcutta, wherever present Lemont monastery is there. He was walking with his brothers. At a particular spot, he told them, "Look, when I leave this body, when I cast off this body, when I cremate this body here in this particular place, and please put a trishul at the top of the building, indicating that he is Lord Shiva himself." And there is another reason how Swami Vivekananda really came from Shiva. The element of Shiva was totally in his personality. When he visited Amarnath, famous Lord Shiva shrine in Kashmir, then he realized his true identity. Then he realized he is none other than Lord Shiva himself. So, the great incarnations, they come to this universe just to help the humanity. Just to help the humanity. 100% selfless. Everything giving only, not receiving. Give everything. Give the treasure, spiritual treasure, that all the people in the universe enjoy it. But in spite of all these most fantastic, uplifting teachings, we are behaving very foolishly. not even looking into them, let alone practice. We don't even know what Swami Vivekananda has said. We have got time for everything, but we don't have time to spare for reading some of the most wonderful sayings of Swami Vivekananda. All his teachings are recorded in 9 volumes. 9 volumes, they themselves form most wonderful scriptures for uplifting humanity. People don't read. What can be done? People read all nonsense books, novels. That's all. So, unless we clean our mind, unless we prepare ourselves, we will not be able to understand the iota of spiritual life. So you can have the glimpse of what exactly spiritual life means only when you have at least 3-4% of purity of mind. You'll be able to grasp some of the most wonderful values of spiritual life. So, Swami Vivekananda was born to Vishwanath Datta, father's name, Bhuneshwari Devi, mother's name, in Calcutta, West Bengal. His earthly career was very brief, but it was packed with epoch-making spiritual realizations and their wide diffusion in the East and the West alike. When he studied in college, he mastered the whole Western philosophy. It was on his tongue. He was brilliant. Once reading, enough. He would remember it forever. That was the state of his purity of mind. Once he was going through encyclopedias, books, big volumes. One of the brother monks was watching what Swami was going through. What was surprising to that brother monk was, how is it? Swamiji is turning the book, simply running over the pages, turning the pages quickly, and he finishing book after book. Volumes, big volumes. Then he was curious to know. He asked him, "Oh Swamiji, what is this? Simply you are turning the pages. Are you able to read it?" Then Swami Vivekananda smiled at him and told, he threw the book at him. Ask any question in that book. Can you imagine? Any question. And he did ask, Swami did reply, very thoroughly. That is Swamiji's memory, tremendous memory power. All this was possible because of his pure life. Mind was untainted. So, full of energy and focus, master of concentration. If you read his yogas, all the yogas, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, what fantastic ideas Swamiji has given them. Take any yoga you want to, any yoga, practice it. Then Swamiji points out, religion means realization. Not quarreling among yourselves. It has nothing to do with quarrelsome attitude. Religion means bringing forth your divinity, to practice and realize your true nature, Religion is being and becoming. It is realization. These are the words of Swami Vivekananda. So in his youth, he came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna. His mind was curious to know the mystery of the universe. And he wanted to know very definitely whether it is possible to realize the divine in this earthly life, or is it simply a story? He was very outspoken. So when he came and met Dakshineshwar, he met Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, and he asked this puzzling question. He didn't ask anything else. He didn't waste his time in asking any other things. Directly he asked direct question, like a bombshell he asked. Sir, have you seen God? And what was the reply Sri Ramakrishna gave? Straight away he said, yes. Yes. That itself opened the floodgates of Swami Vivekananda's mind. What? Here is a person who tells daringly that he has seen God. Sri Ramakrishna did not stop at that. I have seen God, you can also see God. You can also see. And coming in contact with Sri Ramakrishna a few times more, his whole life transformed. He was fully convinced about the spiritual personality of Sri Ramakrishna. Great master, who was the fulfillment of the aspirations of humanity of all ages and climes. He had imbibed the spirit of universality through the realization of the divine in man. So, Swami Vivekananda had this spiritual education, not secular education. Secular education he had plenty in college. Spiritual education, Adhyatma Vidya. From the most competent teacher, Sri Ramakrishna. So, his mission in the East and West was to rouse men and women to an awareness of their divine nature and the unity of man, which alone can bring peace to this world torn with hatred and strife. So, Swamiji was very emphatic about Upanishadic message. You are all Amritasya Putra. You are immortal souls. Death is only to the gross body, not to the entity. The soul leaves the body, takes up another body. It's a continuous journey. It goes on. Cycle of births and deaths. How long it will go? Until you realize your true nature. Till then, keep on coming back and forth. Any number of times, there is no count. Not only that, you have to pass through all sorts of taking birth in different ways. Sometimes you may be born as an animal, sometimes human being, sometimes inanimate objects. You may be born as a tree, or you may be born like a river, whatever it be. But coming back and forth stops only when you attain liberation. That is possible only when you attain your true nature. And to attain that true nature, to attain that realization, one has to come on this earthly plane, in this mortal body, to practice it and realize it. Not in other regions. People talk about heavens. Heavens are only meant for enjoyment, like 5-star hotel, 10-star hotel, just like that. Go enjoy your merit in the heaven and then come back again onto this earth. You can't escape coming to the earth. In Vedanta Upanishad is clearly said, the souls are dropping on into the earth plane through rainwater, raindrops. And the individual soul goes into occupy the food particle on which form he has to take. Suppose he has to be born as a human being, he will go into the food which is taken by human beings. Suppose a person is to be born as an animal, he goes to the food which is taken by animal. It is so intricate, very complicated structure. But everything is meticulously managed, administered by the divine power. It's not like our governments behaving erratically. Not like that. Everything specific. And the specifics are given through the famous doctrine of karma. Swami Vivekananda has composed a poem, Song of Sannyasi. There he says in one of the stanzas, as you sow, so you reap. Good, good, bad, bad. None can escape the law. It's a cosmic law. There is no change in that. Sometimes you even change the constitution. But God's laws cannot be changed. It's definite, whoever it is. Everybody is under that restriction. We are all under it. Whether you believe it or not, fact is that. Truth is that. There is but one basis of well-being, social, political or spiritual, to know that I and my brother are one. This is true for all countries and all people. In his comprehensive message, Science and Religion, Reason and Faith, the secular and the sacred, the modern and the ancient, and the East and the West became unified. And he himself was the personification of that union. Swamiji's life and message have given the necessary impetus for the ushering in of a new era in the history of the civilization of man. Swamiji brought practical spirituality to America. I should say America's most fortunate country in the world. Most fortunate. Because Swami Vivekananda chose this America to give this nectarial message of Upanishads. He brought practical spirituality to America. He demonstrated by his radiant personality that religion is not a matter of belief but of actual experience. Material affluence did not satisfy the people. They were in a state of boredom. They could not get real peace or happiness in their ways of life. People were looking forward to spiritual knowledge. Swami Vivekananda came to them and assured them with a gospel of hope, of joy, of life. Swami just said, all is within. The divinity which we are seeking in heaven, in temples, is within us. If we see it outside, it is because we have it within. Each soul is a spark of the divine light. Seeing this divine light is seeing God Himself. How to get this experience? By concentration. It is a lamp that lights the darkness. What is real worship? It is in love that religion exists and not in ceremony. In a pure and sincere love in the heart. This is the gist of all worship. To be pure and to do good to the others. He who sees the divine in the poor, in the weak, and in the deceased really worships the divine. And if he sees the divine only in the image, his worship is but preliminary. He who has served and helped one poor man, seeing the divine in him, without thinking of his caste, creed or race or anything, with him God is more pleased than with the man who sees him only in the temples. Swamiji gives an example. A rich man had a garden and two gardeners. One was very lazy and did not work, but he was very clever. When the master came to the garden, this lazy fellow would get up and with folded hands say, "How beautiful is the face of my master," and dance before him. Whereas the other gardener, he would not talk much, but would work hard and produce all sorts of fruits and vegetables, which he would carry on his head to his master, who lived a long way off. Naturally, the master would love the second one more. So also, God is the master, and this world is his garden. And there are two sorts of gardeners here. Who are they? The one who is lazy, hypocritical, and does nothing, only talking about God's beautiful eyes and nose and other features. Whereas the other, who is taking care of God's children, all those that are poor and weak, all animals and all his creation. He loves the whole creation. Of these two, who is more dear to God? Certainly he that serves his children. He who wants to serve the Father must serve his children first. He who wants to serve God must serve his children, must serve all the creatures in the world first. You must be pure and help anyone who comes to you as much as lies in your power. And this is good karma. By the power of this, the heart becomes pure, and then God, who is residing in everyone, will become manifest. He is always in the heart of everyone. If there is dirt and dust on a mirror, we can't see our image. So ignorance and wickedness are the dust and dirt that are on the mirror of our hearts. Swami Vivekananda spoke in the 20th Century Club about the spirit of brotherhood in the world, and he gave the secret in a word. The Vedanta. It lays down that each man should be treated not as what he manifests, but as what he stands for. Each human being stands for the divine, and therefore every teacher should be helpful, not by condemning man, but by helping him to call forth the divinity that is within him. Swami Vivekananda, the great seer, preached and professed the gospel of universal love and service to mankind. And the universal God, common to all religions in the world, it is an inspiring message of hope, courage and faith, which has a special significance in our modern times. Awake, arise and dream no more. Be bold and face the truth. Be one with it. Let vision cease. Or if you cannot, dream but truer dreams, which are eternal love and service free. Each soul is potentially divine. These are all the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. The goal is to manifest the divine within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. But you must make an effort. Simply sitting idly, you can't imagine the spiritual glory. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. Religion, this is Swami's interpretation. Please understand religion in a proper way. Particularly in this country, religion has got a very bad meaning. They don't care anything about religion. They have got a very scornful look. But if you understand religion properly, your whole idea will change. So Swamiji explains the true religion. It is the idea which is raising the brute into man and man to God. Religion brings to man eternal life. The basic aim of religion is to bring peace to man. One must be happy here and now. Swamiji says further, unselfishness is the test of religion. Religion comes with intense self-sacrifice to be good and do good. That's the whole of religion. The secret of religion is being and becoming. It is realization. Swamiji explains everything in a very short words. The great philosophy. Doing good to others is virtue. Injuring others is sin. Strength and manliness is virtue. Weakness and cowardice is sin. Independence is virtue. Dependence is sin. Faith in God and one's own self is virtue. Doubt is sin. Knowledge of oneness is virtue. Seeing diversity is sin. See how nicely Swamiji explains. Truth does not pay homage to any society, ancient or modern. Society has to pay homage to the truth or die. Society should be molded upon truth, and truth has not to adjust to society. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths become practical. You are the creator of your own destiny. Purity, patience and perseverance are three essentials to success. And above all, love. Doing is very good, but that comes from thinking. Fill the brain, therefore, with high thoughts, high ideals. Place them day and night before you, and out of them will come great work. If in this hell of a world one can bring a little joy and peace, even for a day, into the heart of a single person, that much alone is true. This I have learnt after suffering all my life. All else is mere moonshine. The only way of getting our divine nature manifested is by helping others to do the same. And Swamiji makes a very significant statement. The good live for others alone. The wise man should sacrifice himself for others. Swami Vivekananda was a practical visionary. He was one of the great spiritual architects of humanity. His realization of the reality made him deeply concerned about the suffering of the humanity. His message to the entire humanity, in a nutshell, is be and make. Be free and make others free. Let man manifest his divinity within himself and help others in doing the same. Let him make the world reflect the spiritual oneness of the universe. The practical seer that he was, he prescribed the method which consisted in renunciation and service, to put this message into action. Hence, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission were set for putting this message into operation in a definite and positive way. Ramakrishna Math was started in 1886 and the Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. And you know, the whole Ramakrishna movement is focused on the service of humanity. Uplifting the masses, awakening them to spiritual values, and doing whatever is necessary to help them to rise from their present condition to higher state of life. Swamiji foresaw a tremendously creative role for the men and women of renunciation, who would be the central energizing and directing power for the regeneration of mankind. And so he power projected Hindu monasticism with a new vision and a new role. Swami Vivekananda gave prescription for the modern times, namely Atmano Mokshartham Jagadhitayacha. Liberation was linked with service to humanity. Are you seeking liberation? Serve the humanity. Vivekananda was fully aware of the varieties of problems that have arisen in various fields all over the world. He prescribed two solutions to solve these problems. Firstly, the solution of all problems of existence lies in the unity of existence itself. The second solution for all the problems is in man's becoming man in all his dimensions by manifesting his divinity. So Swamiji exerted his superhuman energy to preach Vedanta in order to impress upon mankind the supreme fact of the unity of existence. He was ready to sacrifice everything for that one sentiment, universality. So he taught yogas to the mankind so that man could become man in all his dimensions by fully manifesting his divinity. The Swami pointed out that yoga was neither physical mortification nor miracle making, but philosophy, science and religion combined. To those who had the wrong notion that religion was nothing but a bundle of superstitions and unverifiable theories, Swami declared, experience is the only source of knowledge. No one of these yogas gives up reason or asks you to deliver your reason into the hands of priests of any type whatsoever. Each one of them tells you to cling to your reason, to hold fast to it. The same methods of investigation which we apply to the sciences and to exterior knowledge should be applied to the science of religion. Swamiji said, I found truth because I had it in my heart already. Do not deceive yourselves. Do not imagine you will find it in one creed or in another creed. It is within you. Your creed will not give it to you. You must give it to your creed. Swamiji preached a universal science religion based on the spirit of Vedanta. A religion universal in its application and scientific in its approach, based on the constitution of man and nature, and one which does not require anyone to give up his faith, but lifts him up or help her up from where he or she stands. Swamiji's concept of universal religion is unique. He said, it will have no location in place or time. It will be infinite, like the God it will preach. Its sun will shine upon the followers of Krishna and of Christ, on saints and sinners alike. It will not be Brahminic or Buddhistic, Christian or Mohammedan, but the sum total of all these, and still have infinite space for development, which in its Catholicity will embrace in its infinite arms and find a place for every human being, from the lowest groveling savage not far removed from the brute, to the highest man towering by the virtues of his head and heart almost above humanity, making society stand in awe of him and doubt his human nature. It will be a religion which will have no place for persecution or intolerance in its polity, which will recognize divinity in every man and woman, and whose whole force will be centered in aiding humanity to realize its own true divine nature. Offer such a religion and all the nations will follow you. And indeed, Swami Vivekananda worked for the resuscitation of the religious spirit itself and not for any one form of religion. He found in Vedanta the science of religion and in yoga its universal application. A great interest was roused among the people by his classes, addresses in public halls and in universities, science clubs and philosophical and cultural associations. Above all, Swamiji was an awakener of souls. Whether through lectures or talks or interviews, he tried to rouse up the dormant spirituality in people. He shook the people out of spiritual lethargy. Come up, O ye lions, break through the bonds of nature and shake off the delusion that you are sheep That was his clarion call. So, Swamiji's teachings have tremendous bearing upon the humanity. We must know what exactly religion means. So we must have clear concept of religion, and then immediately it should be followed up by practice. Theory and practice, they should go together. And Sri Ramakrishna, he came to teach us through his own life how true it is. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna started his spiritual life by doing worship of the Divine Mother Kali, Mother of the Universe. He worshipped the image. And he would address the image, "Oh Mother, if you are present in this image, please reveal yourself to me. I am prepared to do all spiritual practice that is required." And Sri Ramakrishna did tremendous meditation and prayers for 12 years, sitting in Panchavati. You can see if you go to Dakshineshwar Kali temple in Calcutta. Early morning he would go and sit for meditation for hours. Every day he would count. One day is gone. I have not seen the mother. Second day is gone. Third day is gone. Like he was counting the days. Finally he became very restless. What? In spite of focusing full attention and meditating on the Divine Mother, still I was unable to have the vision. He was very restless. It's called Vyakulata in Sanskrit. Deep hankering to have the vision of the Mother. Yearning, tremendous yearning. He wants nothing but the vision of the Mother. When he reached that state, Mother revealed herself. Within a few moments, he lost his consciousness. Sri Ramakrishna himself explains that I saw most illuminating and soothing light enveloping the whole universe. And he lost his consciousness. And that is a state of samadhi, when the mind is totally absorbed in the Divine Being. And that experience stayed through for some days. Sri Ramakrishna was full of joy. And he became very much spirited to teach this most glorious experience to the people at large. Let all the people share. He wanted to share this happiness with everyone. So he would climb the stairs of the Kali temple. He would go to the rooftop and began to call, "Where are you? Please come." He's calling them, "Please come. I want to share this joy with every one of you." Afterwards, whoever come to Sri Ramakrishna would never go back. All of their lives were transformed. Sri Ramakrishna's teachings were simple, direct, most appealing. And everybody would be uplifted. Swami Vivekananda was 100% trained by Sri Ramakrishna. And Swami Vivekananda would say, who is guiding me? It is Sri Ramakrishna guiding me everywhere. It is through Sri Ramakrishna's power I have come to America. Sri Ramakrishna is guiding me to go here and there. That was his energy, that was his spirit. And really, we are all very fortunate that Swami Vivekananda, his footsteps touched America in Chicago. From Vancouver, BC, he came from India to Vancouver, BC by ship. From Vancouver, BC, he took a train to come to Chicago to attend Parliament of Religions. It does not have any address. He came. He has no friends, no money. He slept in the railway compartment. That railway station is still there. If you have not seen, please go and see. Dearborn railway station. Dearborn railway station, old railway station, still there. Towns, there's malls, upstairs you climb up. That old railway station is still there. And from there he began to walk, inquiring about where the parliament religions would be held. He was so much exhausted, he fell on the footpath near the church. And there, across the church, there's a big building where Hail sisters, they were staying, and one of them saw through the window Swami Vivekananda dropping on the ground. Immediately that lady rushed out, brought some water, sprinkled on Swamiji's body, and took him inside her home and showed tremendous hospitality. Swami Vivekananda was overwhelmed. He was so happy to see, and he praises American women like anything. He praises them. Tremendous hospitality. And then he declares, Chicago is my home, away from my home. Whenever he would come to America, he would come to Chicago. 2 times he came to America. So Chicago is the most important place. And here in Chicago he wrote a letter to Alshinga Perumal in Chennai, India. He wrote a letter. In letter he mentions, I wish Temple Universal for Sri Ramakrishna will be here. But have patience. Be patient, like the two weeks. And finally, I am very happy to say, maybe from His grace and Sri Ramakrishna's Kripa, that Sri Ramakrishna temple has come here now. So it is divine will, with God's power working. We are all just instruments. Just instruments. Keep your body and mind ever at service of God. Let us feel our life blessed by coming in contact with Sri Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda. In Sri Ramakrishna there is no conflict. All conflicts dissolve. All religions merge into one. One in many, many in one. It is like that. Vedanta is a unifying force. It integrates all the religions of the world. I am not telling this in a dogmatic way. I am telling out the actual facts. Upanishads declares we are all one. What a glorious teaching it is. If you realize that there should not be any violence or hatred amongst us. The moment hatred, violence comes, it means we are just animals. We are not even human beings. So let us cherish our human qualities then we become qualified to rise to divine quality. Rising to divine level, then we become qualified to have the vision of God. Like that we should proceed. Please read Swami Vivekananda's works. The whole literature is available in various ways, small books, big books, etc., etc. Every day keep reading some books on Vedanta. That gives you tremendous peace and joy. And make use of this ashram for your prayers and meditation. Come anytime you want. Sit here after your prayers. Do your meditation and go. That itself is a great practice if you do it regularly. May Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji bless you for this new year with all peace and happiness throughout the year. Thank you very much. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Bhunaktu Sahaviyan Karavavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu Vidvishavagayi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. May the Lord protect us, may He bless us. May our knowledge be fruitful and enlightened. May we not hate each other. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.